Welcome to the TDC Today Show communities. My name is Sue Roscoff. The Disability Channel, or TDC, is out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, showcasing abilities. TDC is committed to providing quality digital media production services, education, and employment programs by and for persons with disabilities and veterans. TDC offers digital media production, video production, post-production, social media, and podcast creation, production, and support. TDC offers education and employment programming, which includes digital media courses to persons with disabilities who are unemployed and underemployed. TDC also offers community partnerships. Through partnerships and sponsorships, community partners and organizations become ability champions by supporting media created by and for people with disabilities and veterans. And we are your USA team, and I am so excited to be talking about actually a lot going on right now. I have some great guests joining us tonight. Familiar faces, you're gonna love who's all here. I'm gonna begin with Alan Holmes. Diving on in here. Alan is the master connector. We all know him, we all love him. Alan, come on in. How are you doing tonight?
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you may be. If those who are listening on the World of Ability or the Disability Channel, thank you so much, Sue, for having me.
Excellent. And I would love if you would share a bit about your show that you do on Wednesday mornings. Tell us a bit about your show. And I know you had a wonderful guest that joined you today.
Oh, the massive connections. I've been working with the incredible, the incomparable Emily Gomer, and the Kurt Roscoff. You may know about him. Just great. Yeah, they have been doing that since I'll just say February 14th. So it's been a while. But today, fast forward to December the 11th, which is what, 14 days before the great red individual comes down the chimney for all those happy holidays, happy Kwanzaa. I'll say what Kurt is so happy, you know what day? Yep. The fest, well, I'll let Kurt talk about but anyway, it is an incredible show today. I had Marianne from Waikiki. She had the app development. I don't want to spoil. I would say come listen to the Massive Connections at every 8 a.m. on Wednesdays, but we'll be on put it on the LinkedIn channel or my no card. It'll be appearing soon. It was just an incredible show. It was authentic. I've heard and visited Active Kindness series website several times, but this one was wow. And she was authentic. And we learned a little bit more deeper that we speak about checking a vet. As you say, hashtag check a vet. The Marianne had an incredible friend that stopped by, and it was emotional, but it was raw, and it was a vet that didn't have to check on Marianne, but she did. So listen to that story. So you hand trying to get you to go through the Massive Connections YouTube channel or just it was a incredible show because we learned so much about Marianne and Waikiki and the app development and helping various different causes with those who are hard of hearing. The disability channel. So it was truly a massive connections, and it kind of rounded out the year about providing resources that are valuable and really mastery of connections. So thank you so much for having me and being part of this close to the end of the year celebration with all of us. Hope your family's doing well. Hope those are listening well. Hope you're behaving. I took some notes earlier from Mark Collins. Definitely incredible. I know you'll be sharing a little bit about his website. He really just brought a lot of things home. And there's someone else waiting in the wing. I may have here in the bells. Is it something about Miracle of 37th? We wish him. See, that's what we do, Massive Connections. So and we slide that same comment with the Disability Channel. Sue, you have a superstar waiting for you. She's hoovering somewhere over. I'm in Southern California trying to stay warm, but Emily is hoovering somewhere. So I'll go ahead. So back to you.
Yes, I'm hovering over California.
Emily, come on in. I know you've got some news to share with us.
We have a couple events coming up here. One of them being over the Christmas holiday, starting January, or not January, starting December 24th. Going through all the 25th, 26th, a 37-hour event that is being put on by somebody that Alan was just mentioning, the big red guy, you may know him, named Santa. So our own Santa Papa John, as well as a Santa Mike over in the UK, and our own Zach Clayton from Colorado, from the community Pay It Forward. They're putting on this event that for a lot of people, it is a maybe kind of like a darker time, and may not always be a family due to their situation, and so on, and also, and so we don't want anybody to be alone. So this is about well, part of it's like creating videos or different messages that people are giving to family that they're with at that time, and kind of bringing everybody together. So there is a like a PDF document I can put in the comments and stuff afterwards, where you can like record your own video, or a sponsor, or things like that. So somebody like reading books, I think, and there's different things involved with it, but of everybody to be involved with that. So that's it at the moment.
Excellent. Yeah. And Zach Clayton, again, is the one that is putting this all together with Community Pay It Forward. He is amazing. He does a lot with podcasting himself. He supports community in so many ways, creating fundraising events and avenues, so that is something that actually, if you haven't heard of Community Pay It Forward, check it out. It is definitely worth taking that moment to see what it's all about. Zach is an amazing guy. He is putting this whole thing together out of the goodness of his heart to help so many other people. So we are doing what we can just to supply some content for that 37-hour event. He is gathering that all up right now. I know we did a couple recordings last night with some contacts that are going to be sent. I actually wrote myself a note, send that off to Zach so he has enough time to get that all in and included in that. So that will be that will be quite the production. I am so excited to see what's all going to be on there, and I'm sure it'll be something you can reach out and see whenever none of us are going to sit there for 37 hours straight and actually see the whole thing. So this will be a fun thing to be able to go and see who's all on there, go back and revisit, catch pieces as you can, and it's going to be a lot of fun. As you have, we all have a little bit of downtime often at some point during the day on Christmas, whether you are, even if you're just like getting ready in the morning, what you can turn that on in the background and have all this good info, good news, good information going on surrounding you. So consider that as an option that you can be listening into that as your Christmas day is happening. So huge thank you to Zach Clayton for putting that all together. And I know we were talking a bit with all that. I know our veteran community is an amazing community, and including you, Alan, our resident vet that we have in the house here. And we all know, or maybe we don't know, but it's something that's come our way a lot over these last couple of years to understand that that there is an issue in our country with our vets, and that issue is the suicide rate among our veteran community is astronomical. When you look at the population of our country, what percentage of our population is veterans, which is somewhere at 6 point something percent of our population across our country is veterans. Amongst all the people in our country that unfortunately end up dying to suicide, more than half of those deaths actually are veterans. That is a wildly amazing, unbalanced statistic there that so many are our veterans, and we need to do something about that. We need to. It's unbelievable that that is happening. That is where Project Die Hard, that's why Project Die Hard exists. It is all about providing hope to veterans and making a difference. And this time of year is what they call the holiday spike. And I hate that because understanding what that means, this being the holiday season, we lose more vets during this time of year than any other time of year. So that's where Check Your Vet comes in. Check your vet. Whether you send a text, you make a phone call, or it could be in person. It's like a text is great, a phone call is better, but getting to see someone face to face is the best. Connect with the vets that you know in your life. If you don't know any, I bet somebody you know knows a vet. Talk to your friends, talk about it. It's not a taboo subject. It's just a reality, right? It might be a little uncomfortable to talk about, maybe. I even find myself every once in a while kind of stumbling like, I can't believe these statistics are real, but they are. So check your vet. Hashtag check your vet. Start making that be a known thing. Use that and make it known so that we can make a difference. So thank you to Project Diehard, which projectdiehard.org. If you want to know more about them, go check them out because I'm an ambassador with them. We do a podcast every Monday night. Every Monday night of the year, we do a podcast that shares all the updates of all the things going on with Project Diehard. And there's a lot. Oh my gosh, 2025 is going to be amazing. If you haven't been watching what's going on, get on board, find out because there's a lot going on. And with that, we do have one of the outreach programs. We have a fellowship breakfast that is on Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month. So we do 12 of them a year because it's on the first Wednesday of the month at IHOP in Paducah, Kentucky. And at this point, that is the one location. But we keep getting asked about other locations. We would love to have more locations, but you know what that takes? That takes people to organize that. And it actually takes money too, because the way the fellowship breakfast works is that the veterans who come will eat for free because we have wonderful people that are donating to make that happen. So our veterans eat for free, they get that fellowship time, and but it's not just for our vets. Anybody can attend. Break bread with heroes. Come and join them. If you're in Paducah, Kentucky, or anywhere in that neck of the woods on the first Wednesday of the month, any month, show up. Join the fun. Nothing would make me happier than to hear that we completely took over the entire restaurant because we had that many people show up for one of these breakfast events. That would be that. Oh my gosh. It's coming. It's going to happen. Help me make that happen. I love that. So I know you guys got to hear a little bit. I do want to switch gears for just a moment and talk about a really, really interesting gentleman that we just had the pleasure of having a conversation with. We do also a radio show with River West Radio out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and we had a really unique guest this evening by the name of Mark Collins. He But I took notes. I did all sorts of things to keep in mind the things he was talking about because he talked fast and he brought gem after gold nugget after silver. I mean, all the things he was saying, I'm like, oh yeah, oh yeah. Then oh my gosh, yes, because he is all about life mastery and bringing out the best in us and recognizing that and that life is by design, not by default. He is oh my gosh, such a good spark. So I am looking forward to sharing him more, and I am going to do my best to get him on here to join us and be able to share himself from from his own words what he all is about and what he does with coaching and with helping the population that he usually is helping is men, but he does help some women too. So that's where we had Denise Vargas on with us, and she's the other end of the spectrum. She's usually helping women and sometimes men. And with the life coaching that they both do, they are so complementary to one another. And Ellen, I know you got to hear a lot of what was said too. Wonder if you have any feedback that you'd like to share from what you all had heard tonight.
Wow, absolutely. So, and those who are listening in the disability channel community, definitely check out uh, the Word of Abilities podcast right before here, the River Rest Radio, because this was a gem. I tell you, that's why I held up, ladies and gentlemen, the notes. I took the notes here, just kind of give you a crash course. It was something out of a training educational on the go. If you had to get a life, and I'm going to say Mr. Mark Collins because anybody knew I grew up in Compton, California. He was hoovering around Bellflower somewhere about, well, military, we take care, we protect our own, but you won't tell you where. But let's just say Mr. Collins was definitely someone we want to get to learn about, learning life skills, believing in yourself. Because at this time, there is a time to just share and break bread and learn about everything that life has to give, and he did it in such a way it was humbling. It was giving, and it was an early present for the mind. See, so check him out. Check out what Sue has to offer with the Disability Channel and listening to it, because we have this unreal, and I had the honor privilege of meeting him on the go for the first time, and I felt like I've known him for a while. He is definitely somebody uh, to listen and learn from. His education, his authenticity, and just being genuine. Thank you.
Excellent.
Uh-oh. We got the boss in the house. See what happens when it go like this? So what happens, ladies and gentlemen, we have another legend in the house. Miss Sue, back to you.
Excellent. The legend in the house just joined the room. Hey, Kurt, how you doing? Bringing you right into the hot seat.
All right. Doing really well. Doing really well. Thank you.
Now, I know you were listening into the open mind earlier, and I bet this audience doesn't even know what the open mind is. Can you tell us about that?
All right. So let me retreat from that question and let me set the table so everybody can understand the developments at play here. So first of all, um, Sue, Emily, and I met Alan through the Happy Neighborhood Project. And I have served with the Happy Neighborhood Project, Happy Business Networking as a captain and a mentor. And one of my fellow mentors, Mark Ham, out of Atlanta, Georgia, he invited me a couple years ago when he was the feature speaker at something called the Daily Huddle. So I go into the Daily Huddle and I enjoy this great presentation that our friend Mark presented. And then I'm looking at the format and I became interested. I kept with the Daily Huddle. And then eventually it came to be that Sue, Emily, and I bring to the Daily Huddle what's called the Ability Huddle to look at all the considerations with what they do through the lens of Americans with disabilities. Well, it comes to be that Sorrel is connected with a gentleman, Stan Anderson, which does a Tuesday through Saturday offering at 5 a.m. Pacific time, which is that perfect time for Alan when he's already got half a day in by then. But in any case, we hop on for an hour and we read books like The Law of Success and stuff like that. And so the other thing that Stan Anderson has created was he noticed that there were some things that they were doing in their morning session, and with it being a reading format, there was some things about their shares and discussions that they weren't unpacking. So he created the Open Mind program, Wednesdays, at 5 Pacific time to keep it friendly with Alan. That goes for an hour. And So this Sorrell is one of the founders of the Daily Huddle, and this is a tight-knit group that spawned out of Atlanta, Georgia. And they used to, before COVID, they'd get together in a facility and they would have a real room experience, the Daily Huddle. And they would have their speakers right in their facilitations, and they've got it all on video. You can watch it at dailyhuddle.live. And so the open mind is meant to be that space where we can just kind of take, personal improvement type concepts and so forth. So Sorrell today, he was talking about the transition from one year to the next. And he was sharing with us that, it's a chance now that we can reflect upon what we did and just take it as a matter of fact. There were things that we set out to do that we didn't do. And you just embrace that what happened, and all that's in the past. And then now you look forward to the future and you make statements about 2025. And then he says, and why is that? And typically people want to say because this, that, and they rationalize it basically. And what he coaches people to say is when he asks the question, why is that? The trained response is, because I said so. And so that's the empowerment, is that you really decide the life you live. You decide what you're going to do. You decide what 2025 is, and you say it. And you say it, and then why is it happening? Why is it going to happen? Because I said so. And you just attach yourself to it, and you own it, and you just empower yourself. It's really self-fulfilling prophecy. And all that is made possible by the Open Mind program. That's an example. So having presenters that are in some space of, tips, tricks, techniques, life hacks, to help all of everybody attending open their mind, to bigger and better ways and help us get to know ourselves better and do what we're trying to do. And, self-fulfillment, all that kind of stuff is discussed at the Open Mind, hosted by our friend, Stan Anderson.
Excellent. Oh my gosh. Absolutely love it. We are on daily, the Daily Huddle. It takes place every morning on Zoom. You can tune into that, and I've learned so much. There's a different theme each day, and I can't even tell you all the nuggets I've gotten from that. I'm often listening in the morning just as I'm getting ready, as I'm traveling, as I'm whatever I'm doing. I can listen in, and I always get something from it. And same with what Stan leads with the mastermind group, with reading a book and taking it piece by piece. There are so many. I often say, you can't. You have to learn from others, because you don't live long enough to make all the mistakes yourself. Well, this is the flip side of, I can't live long enough to learn all these things all on my own. I need to glean these nuggets from those around me and listen to others, that all the life lessons they've learned that they bring and they share. It's amazing. And that they have the Open Mind in the evening like this on Wednesdays. It's kind of like the show earlier tonight. We were saying that we had Mark Collins on here and it was full of gold nuggets. Oh my goodness. We will have to do our best here to get a list of all these places where people can get on board with all of these different wonderful events that are happening, because they need to get out there. These are easy ways to make a difference for ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves, right? And if you really want to improve yourself and stretch yourself and bring yourself to that next thing, whatever that may be, there are so many people out there wanting to help and wanting to share the goodness. So it takes a community. And that's what we have here with the TDC Today Show communities. This is a wonderful community that comes together. And I really am thankful for you guys, Alan, Emily, Kurt, being here and sharing all the things. This is a great chance to do this. And we appreciate all that you bring, as always.